Hello, guys. It's me. It's Yusuf, and I want to discuss certain things, certain topics that have been really kind of sort of getting to my mind recently. And the funny part about it is that these topics they're been discussed nearly to death. Taylor Swift. What's not to say about her? I mean, she's a force of nature, unlike we have ever really seen before. It's so funny. You know what I'm saying? When she won Album of the Year, and I had a feeling I wanted SZA to win. Who wouldn't, right? Like SZA's a great person. She's an amazing artist. She's one of the greatest R&B acts we have ever seen. Talent, fundamentally, songwriting, production. Like she's literally, like, honestly, man. Let's be real. She's better than Brandy. She's better than Mary J. Blige. She's better than all these other R&B acts in the 2000s and 90s. Even I would even argue she's better than Aaliyah. Like, Aaliyah's amazing though. Like, Aaliyah could have been the GOAT. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? R. Kelly really just screwed that up for everyone else. Just saying. But SZA winning, would it change anything? Like, I'm gonna be real, right? SZA winning would be history because she would be the first black R&B artist to win since, like, Lauryn Hill. And Lauryn Hill, I can't really describe her as R&B because she's hip hop through and through, but she's done R&B shit in her career. But we're not going to discuss that. The other thing I want to really sort of dive into is, where does Taylor rank all time? Like, let's be real, right? If we're gonna call The Weeknd top 10 ever, why can't Taylor Swift be top 5 ever? Like, think about it. Like, the sales, the concerts, the critical acclaim, the hits. She has everything. And I'm so want someone to do a segment where, you know how Nick Wright on First Things First on Fox Sports did a segment about how Tom Brady had 3 Hall of Fame careers. I want someone to do that about Taylor Swift. Like, literally, you could make the argument. Taylor Swift's country phase, Taylor Swift's pop phase, and Taylor Swift's indie phase, I would argue, are all Hall of Fame worthy. All of them are first ballot. All of them have all won awards, broken records, and have been critically acclaimed. Midnight's is just the cherry on top. It's her victory lap. And I like the record because of that. It's not supposed to be serious, right? And this new record she's going to do, I mean, she's striking with the irons hot. She works like crazy, like Tom Cruise, like crazy. You know what I'm saying? She's always in the studio. You know what I'm saying? Jack Antonoff, Soundwave, those guys are geniuses. But I want to sort of just discuss, where does Taylor rank all time? Because I feel like we're gonna have a conversation of her being the GOAT way sooner than people realize. Like, I'm not like way sooner, right? It's so funny because the way that people defend Michael Jackson from everything is just kind of silly to me. Like, look, I think Michael Jackson's the GOAT. I think he's the greatest entertainer we have ever seen. Better than Michael Jordan, better than Brady, better than all these other dudes. But, man, he's not infallible, man. He has kinks in his armor, even though the armor is literally titanium black. Like, this guy is a genius, but Michael is not insurpassable to me. I wouldn't be saying it if the results aren't there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not putting Tate McRae in that conversation. I am not even putting Billie Eilish on that conversation. We'll get to her later. But I'm putting Taylor because Taylor has had 15 years. 15 years. I don't think people realize 15 years is a long time. Long ass time. Taylor Swift and Tom Brady are, for me, they're the same to me. Like, 15 years of pure dominance, right? I mean, when Tom started out and when Taylor started out, both of these two people were underdogs. A lot of people rooted for them. They were nice people, but they weren't really like threats, right? We weren't having GOAT conversations with Tom Brady when he won his first ring. We were not having these type of conversations that we're having now with Taylor Swift when she won her first album of the year. It's so funny to me because like this whole narrative about her buying awards, maybe she's just that good. I didn't mind that album won. Sure, there were better records. Like, SZA's record was better. I would argue Lana's record was better. But, like, come on now. Like, Lana's record wasn't a classic. Right? It wasn't My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Can we stop acting like that? Like I love Lana, man. I mean, I had a massive crush on her in 2016, and she still looks amazing, by the way. But we need to stop with the foolishness. Lana is not on Taylor's level. She's not. Is that a hot take? That shouldn't be a hot take. When you're that successful, when you're that good at something, you shouldn't be worrying about like the Lana Del Rey's of the world. You really shouldn't be worrying about that. Lana will get her own flowers. She will get her own award. And that's what speaks to her greatness. That she's influenced everybody. You know what I'm saying? I think people also overstate influence a lot. I'm here for the music. I'm here for the things that are tangible. I'm not here for hearsay. I'm not here for made up arguments. Allen Iverson is the most influential basketball player to ever live. Let's just be real. I mean, the guy inspired LeBron to play. I think that alone is worth something, I think. But I am not going to start putting him in conversations with LeBron, Jordan, Curry. I'm not going to put him in those conversations because he has not had a career, or was he really that good compared to those guys? And I mean, Allen Iverson won 4 scoring titles. I mean, he certainly was no scrub. He was definitely a superstar. Was definitely a top 5 player in the league. But like, come on now, we need to stop with the foolishness. Taylor should not be worried about Lana Del Rey. Taylor is chasing history, and everybody's chasing her. That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Mahomes is looking at Brady and Montana and Manning. Mahomes is not worried about Lamar, Allen, Burrow, Caleb Williams maybe in a couple years, maybe CJ Stroud. He's not worried about those dudes because those dudes haven't really done anything to surpass Mahomes. I mean, Mahomes is 3-0 against Josh Allen. Bailey's 2-0 against Lana Del Rey, essentially, in the Grammys. At some point, Lana, for me, she's like George Mikan. She was super, super, super influential. He was really the sort of blueprint on how to play the center position before Bill Russell, ironically enough. But like, we're not gonna say he's better than Shaq. We're not gonna say he's on the same level as Bill or Will or Jordan. He wasn't. He was phenomenal. He was a superstar. But like, bro, like he was not at that level. And that's the thing that upsets me because like, I don't want to tear down Lana. I really don't want to do that because like Lana has been through some shit. Like she's her own character in her own right, and I think she deserves the respect. But her winning a Grammy is not going to change the narrative. It's not. Her winning a Grammy is not going to make me think that she's better than Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift's resume is just a sort of shadow of her actual accomplishment. Her accomplishment is this, that she's peaking in 15 years into her career. Like, who has done that, really, besides the GOATs of the GOATs? Like Madonna, Michael, Prince, like those guys, or even Kanye even. No one else? And that's the thing, like, all these other acts people keep talking about, they all disappeared after 2 or 3 years into this one. Who is to say that Tate, like, look, I love Tate McRae as much as anyone else. She looks great, by the way. But, like, who is to say that she's going to last? Who is to say that she doesn't just become another Babe Rexa, another Rita Ora, another, those type of artists where, like, they make hits, they're in the award shows, they make great content, they make great interviews, but come on now. No one's really lining up to buy their records besides their own core fan base. Let's just be real. Taylor Swift is a phenom. Taylor Swift is just that good, man. And I think we need to stop making the mistake of thinking that sort of that was a commercial break, guys. I had to get a bite to eat. But I want to sort of just keep sort of talking where I kind of got off track, but now I'm back on track. Something about Taylor, I think that people don't really kind of like realize is like, and I also sort of just want to kind of talk about another YouTube channel that I don't like. His name is Echo Chamberlain. I'm going on YouTube right now. Let's search him up. And the thing that I don't like about guys like him is that everything is super one-dimensional in his opinion. Like, what he's gonna talk about, in a sort of macro sense, and it just doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, it really doesn't, because this is video they did with Taylor, and it kind of pissed me off because like it's just it just doesn't really make any sense. I mean, I go new, and I just, like they, it's just funny to me. Yeah, I've just, it's funny to me because it's it's the same old arguments, the same old arguments. It's like, oh, her music's bland, her music this, music that. I mean, bro, people say the same shit about Tom Brady. Oh, no one's gonna copy Tom Brady. Like, who can copy Tom Brady? You know, not many people can have his clutch gene, man. I mean, I'll tell you this. I mean, there was a game that he had against the Jets, 2021 season, and this is when he was having his MVP year. This is the year before he retired, and something about it was so fascinating. It was like he was down by 4 points. The Jets had a 4th-and-1. They failed to convert that, as they always do, with Zach Wilson doing it. I mean, who the hell thought that was a good idea? But whatever. And the thing that I noticed was like Brady was just calm as like water. Like it was like ice cold. Like literally, Antonio Brown ran out of the stadium because he thought he wanted to play, and Bruce Arians is like, "Yo, like we're not gonna do that." And and the funny part about this shit is like Brady's like, you know what? I don't need AB, man. I'm gonna just do it the way I always did it. Spread the ball out to my guys, and that's what he did. Ball thrown to the sideline, right to the middle, spike. It was magical to watch. It was like, I'm not gonna see this again, and that's why me waking up to the Buccaneers Cowboys game, playoff game, and like seeing them down by that much, turning the TV on and thinking, you know what, he's gonna pull something off. He's gonna pull something off, and he didn't. And I find that kind of fitting because Tom, like Taylor, they don't need an introduction. They don't need defense. All they gotta do, Tom just gotta hold his hands with 7 rings, and he's like, you know what, eat shit. Taylor Swift can literally post a picture of all her Grammys, and she's like, you're talking? Like seriously, they don't need to prove anything to anyone. Like Taylor Swift could retire right now, and I'll say that she's had maybe the greatest career out of any artist maybe ever. And that's this thing, is that I don't like when people say they don't like something and not try to understand the reason why they don't like it. They say that I don't like this, and people like this are stupid. And Echo Chamberlain works the same exact way. I like the Disney Star Wars movies for the most part, but I know they have problems, but I still enjoy them because there's good entertainment. And that's the thing; it's subjective. It's so hilarious. Like there's this section in the video that he did, and he was talking about like, oh yeah, she's not competitive. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about, man? She's like the most competitive person in all of music. She literally releases music every single year because she is that competitive. She is that hardworking. She is that business savvy. Like that's the thing that people don't get. It's the little things. I mean, I feel like people want America Got Talent singers to be the most popular artists in the world. And you know what? Some of them were that. Like, some of them were that. I'm not going to get into that. But, like, some were that. But most of the time, just because you could sing a song good doesn't mean you're a good artist. Can we, get away with that? I felt like we left that a long time ago. And that's the thing that sort of kind of just pisses me off because, we're seeing something that we never seen before. And I try to approach it with that type of lens. I don't say yeah, but this person and that person is helping them and the league is not competitive. It's worst era ever. It doesn't make any sense to me, man. It doesn't make any sense to me because we're seeing something that has never been done before. and we're just treating it like it's like normal, which also speaks to her greatness, because what she's doing is greatness. You can deny it all you want, you can try to dress it up all you want. It's greatness, and a lot of people can't stand that unless it's their own people doing it in their own way. Maybe they should change their way and try to be more like Taylor. Maybe you might win another Grammy. Maybe you might get another Oscar. Who knows? And I want to switch this up and switch it up to Billie Eilish. What's not to say about it? She's like 2 years older than me, and she's achieved things that not a lot of people have achieved in a lot of fields in their entire lifetime. Like it's crazy. 9 Grammys, 25 Grammy nominations. I could just stop right there. I could just keep going. 2 Oscar nominations, an Oscar, potentially 2 Oscars, 2 Golden Globes, and a shit ton of other shit as well. Diamond record, 2 platinum records, 2 number 1 records, right? I mean, it's crazy. I mean, she could stop right now and say, you know what? I had a pretty successful career. And thing about Billie, and she's also one of the most critically acclaimed artists of the last half decade as well. So she has that to her name as well. Thing about Billie, I think that a lot of people don't really recognize is that she changed the paradigm of music, really. I mean, Lana started it. Lorde advanced it to its reasonable outcome, and Billie just took it and ran with it. And it makes sense. I mean, 2 of those artists I just mentioned are her influences, and it shows in her music. But the thing about Billie is that it's not just about the awards. It's just that she's doing things. I mean, here's the thing. She has gotten 8, not even 8. Yeah, 8 nominations for one song. She dropped just one song. She dropped one song the entire year of last year. And look at it right now. Look at it. It's crazy. It's like it feels like I'm watching Michael Jordan again. It feels like I'm watching Patrick Mahomes. Like it feels like this person is literally breaking down. She is deconstructing what means to be great in a wholly different way. She is a reluctant superstar. My only advice to Billie is this. There's that saying, you gotta own your greatness. Like Muhammad Ali didn't say, well, I'm great, but like this guy's better than me. He said, motherfucker, like I'm better than you. I'm better than you. And nobody's gonna be better than me, and that's been correct. Some people got close. Mike Tyson, other people kind of got close relative to their own combat sport, like McGregor, Habib, even GSP. Shout out to GSP, by the way, legend. But Ali's the GOAT. Same thing for Jordan. Like, LeBron is like the closest thing we got, and even still, he isn't better than him. But here's the thing. With Billie, I think we're seeing it again. I think Billie Eilish can become the GOAT. I'm being 1,000% serious, and it has nothing to do with what you think. It's nothing to do with sales. She's gonna be one of the most highest selling people of the 2020s. She's gonna have the most awards out of potentially anyone in the 2020s. I mean, her GO case could literally start like this. Her GO case could be that at the age of whatever, let's say like 20 years from now, we're having a conversation between Billie Eilish and Michael Jackson. Okay? Someone's going to say, well, Michael had Thriller, he had this. And someone said, well, it's funny how people go after her for having Phineas. Oh, he's the key. He's the engine. Have y'all heard her feature on Labyrinth? She said a couple words and she was completely changed the entire song. Like, completely changed the entire song. Right? There's a couple features she had on Valet. Killed it. Like, literally killed it. Like, it's crazy. I say, well, didn't Michael have Quincy Jones? Right? Did he not have that guy? And then after he left, his music got considerably worse. It wasn't that it was bad. I don't think Michael Jackson is physically able to make bad music, but the music got worse. Like the music got worse. And with Billie, I think her learning how to produce and her learning how to master shit, it's gonna help her in the long run. So when Phineas is not doing production or he's not writing songs along with her, well, I think that that narrative would just die out. Is this the new? Oh well, is Mahomes that good without Tyreek Hill thing, or is Mahomes that good with Travis Kelce or Andy Reid? I mean, let's just wait and see. I could say this: the GOAT case could start like this. People talk about how these award shows don't matter, right? I'm here to tell you that they don't matter until it affects your own favorite artist. If SZA won that award, it would be like, yo, SZA's back, man. SZA's like, I'm like, dog, like you haven't been paying attention since 2017. She's been that. Oh my God, Tyler, man, he might be the best. I'm like, maybe, but he's not better than Kendrick Lamar. If Travis Scott went for Utopia, which I think he should have won, it's kind of fairly obvious, Astroworld and all that stuff. What would say that Travis Scott's top 5? I'm gonna be real. I don't think people would say that. I'll put him on the borderline for me, musically speaking. A lot of people get caught up by other things that don't even factor in, right? So I got off track. But Billie's GOAT case could start like this, right? It could start off like this. So she has 9 Grammys and 25 Grammy nominations, which just sounds astonishing, honestly. She's been nominated every single year. So it's a guarantee that she's gonna get something. So I'm gonna start like this. Okay, let me wait. 40 Grammys. That, like, because the reason why I said 40, because Beyonce didn't have 9 until she was in her 30s. So I'm just going off of that. So 40 Grammys. Beyonce has 31. 100 plus Grammy nominations. The next closest person to have that is a composer. And that person has like 100 plus something. Let's say 100 plus. I can't say 150 because that sounds unrealistic. I don't think she's going to make music for that long to get that. 6 Oscars. Now, this is interesting because she's going to get that Oscar. Let's just be real. She's getting it. If she doesn't get it, I'm a throw hands. But 6 Oscars. The record for a solo artist is 4. It's kind of like the Joe Montana thing. There's a bunch of people tied with 4. And one person just wins like 7. I can't say 7. But is it that crazy to say that she can win 6? I mean, that song she did for Roma, had she dropped that the week before, she could have won it. Like, if the movie dropped now and she dropped that song, man, she would have won all them awards. Let's just be real. But I look at it like this, okay? I look at it like this. 6 Oscars, and let's say 5 Golden Globes. So the Golden Globes are interesting just because, like, it used to be, like, a precursor to, like, how a record should sound. Not a record, but how movies do at the Oscars. And the songwriting thing I think the songwriting has been more accurate relative to the movies because these things are just different now among voters and stuff. But I think about it like this, okay? 5 Golden Globes, 6 Oscars, and 40 Grammys. That sounds like a lot like Michael Jordan. That doesn't sound like other people, you know what I'm saying? And let's just say this record that she does, upcoming record that she does, is the biggest one yet, which I have a feeling it's going to be. Yo, she's going to be into some very different conversations. She is far graduated from the generation that she was part of, where there's a bunch of singers who did a similar style to her, and she just went all the way up. And you know what, man? I'm rooting for it. I love seeing greatness, and I love seeing people challenge that type of greatness. Because it feels like, in this generation, people like, this person deserves this person deserves that, this person. No, that's not how it works. Can you imagine if LeBron, like, lost a series because he felt like the other team deserves to be in the finals. I mean, like that guy would be taken out of the GOAT conversation like that, like that. Can you imagine if Michael Jordan didn't come back? Just the competition, the parity's not existing because I'm the guy, and Hakeem deserves a ring, Karl Malone and John Stockton and all this. No, that's not how it works, and it shouldn't work like that either. This sort of participation trophy stuff is stupid. And relative to music, it's stupid because the fact that you're nominated is an achievement in and of itself. Let's just be real. Winning 9 Grammys is absolutely astonishing. I mean, she could be in the top 10 by next year. She's 23. I'm saying 40. By the time she's 40, she could keep making music until she's like 60 and have like God knows how many. Like it's good. The numbers are going to be crazy. And just numbers wise, the only way you got to be Michael Jackson isn't to outstyle Michael Jackson, because that's impossible. That's impossible. Taylor Swift is the only person I could see outselling Michael Jackson, and people are not going to give her that kind of credit because people would just bury their heads into the sand with the first impression of her and not give her that due. I mean, Tom Brady was the GOAT after the Seahawks Super Bowl. He didn't need to win against Atlanta. He didn't need to, but the way he won, I mean, it was undeniable. And then the Buccaneers destroyed every single narrative about him like that. And that's a valuable part, in my humble opinion. Because when you look at it like that, and you look at something that is sort of magical in a way, it's hard not to be awed by it. It really, really is. And I'm just appreciative of greatness. You know, I don't like tearing people down. Like, that's why I don't like Giannis, for that very same reason. Is that all of these standards you put on all these other people, and these people are not even into sports, and we don't give them that same energy, it kind of just tells you everything that you need to know. And sort of, and the last thing I'll say really is this: Taylor Swift, Billie Eilish, they're not going away anytime soon. They're not going away. And sort of all these other music channels and Honest and all this stuff. Look, man, I get it. You would love to have more superstars, but if everybody's a superstar, then nobody's a superstar. Like Syndrome. Like, everyone's a super, then no one's going to be a super. Because everything's like that's how it is. Right? I think it's better that we have 2-3 people that are just destroying everything in their sight. If everybody's a superstar, which sounds inconceivable, then what's the point? And I'm just going to be real. Then we're just going to run into the same issues again, right? So with Billy, with Olivia, here's my message to you. If they're going to listen to this, I don't think they're going to be listening to this stuff and stuff. They're going to be on tour. They're going to be recording music and stuff. If they are somehow listening to this, make history. Make history. Become what people think you didn't conceive to become. Become something that will define the next millennium. Because I feel like you guys have the talent to do it. If you guys didn't have it, then I wouldn't be saying it. And honestly, man, if I ever bump into you guys or wherever, right, I'm going to just say thank you. Thank you for existing, honestly, because you really show what the human mind can do at such a very, very young age. I mean, Billy, here's my message to you. Billy, you don't owe anyone anything, honestly. And this is coming from the heart. I really would love for you to become my generation's Michael Jordan. I have one in Mahomes, right? But even that's kind of flammable because you know how sports culture is. It's just a lot of hating, a lot of bad arguments. It's just a lot of just nasty stuff. But for you, Billy, I feel like you could be our gen's Michael Jordan. I think you could become it. And if I didn't, if I, again, I'm saying this again, if I didn't see you have it, I wouldn't say it. And hopefully it happens. I'm so waiting for that third album. I'm so waiting when that single drops. I'm gonna be on top of that, and hopefully it's good. Why am I saying that? It's going to be great. It's going to be amazing. Here's my message to Taylor Swift, and I want to sort of readjust my chair a little bit, and just say this, Taylor, you might just be the greatest ever, and you did it in a completely different way from everybody else. You know, Michael Jackson came from the Jackson 5. Prince has been doing this thing since he was a kid. But you were a teenager. You were 17 years old, man. You were dominating right off the bat. People thought you were going to be a fad. People thought it's going to be country fad 2.0 over again. It didn't happen. Then 2014 happened. 1989 happened. And then Lover and Reputation. And it's just records, consistency. Then you have 2020, which I think is musically, it's your magnum opus. Two great albums dropped in the same 2 to 3 month span, and that's just insane. It's DMX, man. It's crazy, because Taylor, if you're listening to this, man, I want to congratulate you. No, seriously, I want to congratulate you. And I would be overcome emotion too if I done something that no one else has ever done. And hopefully we can sort of learn our lesson, like learn the lesson that don't bet against the one that's holding the throne. Taylor, you've been holding the throne for like 15 years. And some people got close. Some people even was holding it to themselves. But you ruled this kingdom for like years now, and you make it look so easy, man. That's the thing. When you make the hardest thing in the world is being successful consistently, winning consistently, being at the end consistently, look easy, man, you are by yourself in a level by yourself, right? And the thing is this. The fact you got people this riled up, you haven't even said anything. You just announced an album. You said thank you, and that's it. And everybody's micro analyzing everything. And here's the thing I'll say. The last thing I'll say is this. I'm gonna miss you when you're gone. I'm gonna be. I'm not gonna lie. I know Billy is gonna be there. She's gonna hold that throne. Maybe even with a bigger gap than you ever could. But I'm going to miss it, man. I'm going to tell my kids about you in a way that's respectful to you, And hopefully everybody here's having a nice day. And hopefully this first episode of the Renegade Report is good. So have a nice day. It's 4:33 p.m. and bye.